What's up, gang? Stephen Marshall, themanslife.com. Thursday, November 22nd. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all. I'm on my way to join my family. I have been out in the woods this morning. Got up at 3:30, hit the road, try to get into the woods before dark, get set up, see if I couldn't find some white-tailed deer. We are still in gun season, or rifle season here in Kentucky. And right now, my oldest son, who is 12, who just started deer hunting this year, is skunking me 2 deer to none. Now, the good news about that is that our freezer is going to have a lot of free range, lean, organic meat in it for this winter, and that's the whole point. Or that's one of the main points of why we're doing it. But after he killed his second deer last weekend, and I started sending texts and pictures to my buddies, the majority response was, "Man, he's skunking you." So I was out this morning trying to get on the board. I was there in the woods yesterday. I hunted the afternoon. Saw one nice deer, but just couldn't get a shot on it. Too much stuff in between me and it. So I went back this morning, and again, I saw one decent deer, a doe. I would have shot her if I could have gotten in range, but it didn't work out. But while I was in the woods today, some thoughts started jumbling around in my head, and some things kind of became clear that I wanted to share with you here on the drive home. One of my favorite things about the woods this time of year is that most of the leaves have fallen, and it's real dry this weekend, and so the woods are very loud. Every step is a crunch. Now, that makes it tough when you're trying to slip in and get set up. That's why I had to leave so early this morning. But it means that if you will get in and get still, you can hear everything that's approaching around you. Yesterday, I was able to hear all manner of squirrels and even a possum coming in before I could see them. I could hear them. And so that's kind of one of my favorite times to hunt, when I can hunt with my ears and not just with my eyes. But here's the key to being able to hear the stuff around you. You have to stop moving. You have to be still. Because when I was walking in, I couldn't hear all that stuff. I couldn't hear the leaves fluttering down and hitting the ground. I couldn't hear the frost melting and dropping down like a raindrop onto the ground. I couldn't hear the squirrels, because what I heard was my own movement, and the noise generated by that kind of drowned out all the rest of the noise of the woods. The noise of the woods didn't stop. I just couldn't hear it because I was too busy doing my own thing. I was too busy moving. And I think we probably do that in life. We get so wrapped up in what we're doing, running here, running there, wrapped up in our own movement, that we can't really hear what's going on. We're not as aware as we need to be about what's going on. We're not aided in our pursuit of our goal because we're drowning out the signals that would clue us in. So that's point number one, which is it might be time to get still, to slow down. If you've read my blog very much, I've got a lot of posts about how to make life slow down. Life tries to speed us up. Technology makes everything happen quickly, and it's really hard to break out of that cycle. And so we start living life quickly at a very fast pace. And that can keep us from really hearing and seeing and understanding and thinking about what it is we really need to be doing right now. So I want to encourage you to take some inventory. Hopefully you've got some time off during the Thanksgiving holiday, and take some inventory and figure out, do you need to just slow down? Do you need to just sit somewhere in silence and think? Now, that doesn't mean that you can't put some music on, if that helps you think, but you need to get somewhere where it's quiet, where the hustle and bustle of life aren't going to encroach on you, and you can just think a little bit. Kind of get back in touch with what's going on out there, what's going on inside of you. So that's point number one. Find, if you want some specific instruction, go outside and get in the dark. Okay, go outside and get in the dark one night and just be still. That really is conducive to thinking and getting in touch with where you are in life, with what's going on. And if you throw in a campfire, it becomes downright magical. So that's instruction number one on point number one. And point number two is just the flip side of that. If you sit still for too long, you can get overwhelmed by the noise around you. You hear 1,500 leaves fluttering to the ground. You hear 3 squirrels. You hear a creek or a brook gurgling. You hear birds in the trees, and you hear birds chirping and calling out. And it's wonderful, but it's not what you need. And so you kind of get stuck there listening to all of it, and really there's nothing going on that you're after. You're there for a white-tailed deer. And so if there's no deer in your area, you need to get up and move. You need to figure out where to go and get up and go. And so some of you, you're kind of stuck. You're not really doing much. You've been thinking and thinking and thinking and planning and planning and planning. But you haven't been doing what you need to do. And so for you, your instruction's just the opposite. Get up and do something. No more analyzing life from every angle. You know what you need to do. Go do it. Start your workout today. How applicable is that? We're all going to eat a lot today, right? Start your workout today. Yeah, I get it that it's a holiday. Start your workout. Now, don't start your diet today. Start your diet tomorrow. Yeah, I know it's part of the holiday weekend, but pay attention to what you eat. If you know you need to cut back on what you eat, get extra turkey and a little less pie. You'll be full. The protein will be fantastic for you. And that's a step in the right direction. But get moving on those things you know you need to do. If there's a new skill that you know that you've needed to learn, start. Start. Don't read more about it. Start doing it. If there's somebody you need to get to know, go to coffee tomorrow. Go do an activity together tomorrow. If there's a book you need to write, do an outline of the book, or start writing the introduction or chapter 1. No, it's not going to be perfect. You're not going to have it all planned out. That's fine. You'll improvise later. But if you don't ever start, there'll be no improvisation. There'll be no improvement. There'll be no revision. There'll be no editing. There'll be no learning. It'll just be you sitting there listening to the birds and to the leaves and not getting anywhere. So some of us need to get still and listen, because there's a lot going on around us that might tell us something we need to know. Others of us have been sitting and listening and thinking for too long, and we've overthought things, and we just need to get moving. So on this Thanksgiving, as I hope that you're with your loved ones, your family, and your friends, have a fantastic time, but figure out where you are. Take a step to make your life better today, whether that's by getting still and quiet and listening, or by getting moving on a project you know you need to do. Check out my website, themanslife.com. You guys have a fantastic Thanksgiving. Take care.